for the beginning of week 2. Here we go. The Bills, the Panthers, and we are underway with a shot that will go out of the end zone. Touchback to the 25-yard line. And Jonathan Stewart. And wrapped off. Lawson got him. And throws him backward. The loss of the yard back to the 24-yard line.
Those protection calls and adjustments with the run game.
Second down and 11. And that goes by the tight end. We were just talking about him, Olsen. And the coverage on the play by Preston Brown. And Newton right on the screws. Calvin Benjamin grabbed and brought down on the play by the rookie Tre'Davious White. In motion is Samuel. And downfield again. Here's got Olsen. Hit by a couple, including Jordan Poyer. The gain is into Buffalo territory at the 49. He picks up 10. And back there with McCaffrey. First and 10. Good time again. He goes to the air, and it's off the fingertips and almost picked off on the near side. And just about with that grab is Stewart in. Second down and 10. And Jonathan Stewart runs right into the grasp of linebacker Preston Brown. He played every week with those linebackers too for the Bills. Third down and 7. Oh, they got him, and he escapes. On the move is Newton, and still on his feet, staggering ahead. He broke a tackle of Lorenzo Alexander in the backfield and staggers ahead to the Buffalo 31. 15-yard run on 3rd and 7 by Cam Newton. Thrower. 8th play of the drive. First and 10. McCaffrey hurdling and taking it into the secondary. Quick hit, Jordan Poyer after a gain of 6 to the 25. Forward in. With a second down and 4 and a lead block across the way. That was delivered by Norwell. Gain of 5 to the 20 of the Bills. McCaffrey in the backfield gets the call with a nice block there by Darrell Williams. Yeah, and they had Thornton and they had Humber. Ramon Humber making the stop. Gain of 4 down to the 16 of the Bills on the game-opening drive for Carolina. Shaq Lawson back in on that edge. Second down and 6, and he's going deep into the end zone. Dropped. Poyer was there, looking for Calvin Benjamin. Into the Buffalo nickel. Here comes the pressure. He got away from Hughes, and now he's being chased by Alexander. And those are the two guys that will pinch the side. Alexander, who had 12 sacks a year ago, will try a 34-yard field goal on the game-opening drive. And it is through with 8:49 to play in the first. Play is up. And the ensuing kickoff by Graham Gano. And this is out of the end zone with a touchback that'll take it to the 25 in the first possession for quarterback Tyrod Taylor. Fullback DeMarco is in. LaShawn McCoy on first down. Smothered. Latulele jumps on him. And a loss of about a yard. Let's put him back at the 24-yard line. On the offense, second down 11. Taylor, incomplete. He was going for rookie Zay Jones, and the coverage on the play by Darrell Worley.
On the problem last week for the Bills, Kevin, just 1 of 6 against the Jets.
3rd and 11 outside they go, and a nice catch is made by Andre Holmes. He's working on James Bradbury for the Buffalo Bills. Deep back is Christian McCaffrey. Windless day here in Charlotte, but very, very warm. Boy, he sends up a rocket to the 8. McCaffrey hang time of 4.69. Nice play coming downfield with the special teamer is Lorenzo Alexander. Benjamin, bottom of your screen, is back in the game. First and 10 after the punt. Jonathan Stewart the block from Olsen, then jumping on his back. Cedric Thornton, the rookie out of Southern Arkansas, loss of a yard.
In a field goal for the Panthers.
Take on second 11 and a quick slant. Benjamin back in pro football a season ago. Pushing up the middle. On the move. Clark Funches. You were just talking about him. Hit by a couple on the play, including the linebacker Preston Brown. Second possession for the Panthers after that 15-yard completion of Funches. First and 10, Cam Newton. Khalil, the block at the left tackle, deflected and incomplete. Tre'Davious White, who had a solid game last week against the Jets. McCaffrey was in. Here they come, speaking about Washington chasing Newton. And there goes Newton. First down, and then some. Second first down run he has had in this first quarter. They to a combined 38, but McCown was not running. Here's a 1st and 10. Now the hard charging, bulldozing Jonathan Stewart. Poyer there, Alexander there. It's Stewart. Read well beautifully by Preston Brown. Down in 3. It's McCaffrey. Dixon, the tight end, to block. And again read well by the Buffalo D. Pilardi will punt. Kalen Clay, former Carolina Panther, is back there to retrieve it. Tate again inactive today. Not injured, just inactive. And there's a fair catch. 4-5 hang. They were down there to cover it well on a 35-yard, well-placed at a punt from Carolina. 1st and 10. Here's LaShawn McCoy shifting his way, and you can see the Avalanche bringing him down. It's a gain of 2. Hit by Mike Adams. He's out to the 12.
They're big physical corners.
With the second net is LaShawn McCoy outside. He got by Kuechly. Then he was brought down in the play by Kurt Coleman. It is a gain of a yard to the 13. Tyrod Taylor blocked by McCoy. Here comes Taylor, and he's shy of the 1st. Kuechly chases him down. That's the speed of linebacker I was talking about. Gain of 5. He's up to the 17-yard line, and will punt for a second time. Christian McCaffrey is back at the 30-yard line, and he'll be looking into the sun. High, another good one. McCaffrey at the 32, hang of 4-6, and he dances out of bounds along that Buffalo sideline. And ball in his sternum. He was out a lot of preseason. 3rd possession for Cam Newton, 1st and 10. Khalil the block at the left tackle. McCaffrey, nope, that was Jonathan Stewart across the middle. Stewart in the backfield, 58% career passer. Cam Newton, right on the money there on the cross. The tackle by Leonard Johnson, the former teammate of Kelvin Benjamin. Threaten is in. It is a 1st down. First play of the 2nd quarter. Newton, deep, finding it in the middle. Funchess. He's down to the 23. Poyer is there to get him. And Jonathan Stewart into a pile of Bills. You see Williams there at the very top of the pile. Gain of a yard, and Rich down to the 22-yard line. The offensive coordinator.
Game plan around what your quarterback is comfortable doing right now.
2nd down and 9 from behind, and he's doused. Shaq Lawson in front, but jumping on his back is Jerry Hughes. He had 12 sacks a season ago. Pretty play on that 2nd 9. They lose 10, back to the 32. That is not good. A huge part of that offense. 3rd and 19. Coming around again, and they get him again. Nice play, turned in that time. Eddie Yarborough. And Kalen Clay is inside the 10 for the Bills. Well placed. Needs a little bit of a bounce. Oh, well played. Wasn't that a nice play by Russell Shepard?
Since he arrived back in 2011.
From the 2 after the punt. Time for Taylor. Outside he goes. And LaShawn McCoy is brought down by the terrific 34-year-old veteran, 2-time Pro Bowler Thomas Davis. A gain of 3 near the 5. The 8th play they've had an offense this afternoon. 2nd and 7. Good block by Glenn, and bobbled and reeled in by Clay. Got it. Not much of a gain. The coverage on the play by Worley. In fact, no gain on the play. In 7. Taylor again on the move. Slippery that he is. He's got to get to the 12. He has the 1st down. Shoved out of play by Mario Addison. Tolbert is in. First down for the Bills. Former Carolina Panther Tolbert is brought down by K'Wan Short. Gain of 3 on the play near the 20.
Allowing a crease for the back to wind it back.
Julius Peppers is on that defensive line now. Here goes once again a handoff to Tolbert on 2nd down and 7. Jumped on by Short. Against the run 3 of the last 5 years. 3rd long 6. Look out up the middle. Outside it goes. Tolbert trying to dance. Davis with a beat on him. And he's knocked out of bounds. Wide receiver receptions on 8 targets. Schmidt to punt for a 3rd consecutive Buffalo possession. Christian McCaffrey from the 40. Hang time 4-3. Chased and shoved. Stewart in the backfield. Dixon in motion. Olsen still in the locker room. 1st and 10 the pitch. Khalil a block and a good one. Poyer blew it up. Knocked him down, but looked scrambling is that running back Stewart in the secondary for the Bills. 1st and 10. Newton.
Got it.
That's the rookie out of Ohio State, Samuel. And look at Kyle Williams from the defensive line. Runs out there, makes the stop. It is a gain of 9. He's to the Buffalo Bill 37. McCaffrey in. 2nd 1. And here is McCaffrey. Nice defensive play coming through. Boy, a good game this afternoon by 34-year-old Lorenzo Alexander. McCaffrey's back there, offering a block. Slant. Benjamin. Redwell gains Yarborough to come in, and they bring him down. Did he get the first? I think he did. Yep, he sure did. 35-yard line.
I think it's going to pay off for Kelvin Benjamin.
I think they lost time. Yep, they did.
Number 1, offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Another tight end for Carolina, 1st and 15. Look at the time for Newton. Right on the money again. Funchess. Knocked out of bounds for E.J. Gaines. They're down inside the 19-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. A catch and gain of 21 for Carolina.
Number 60, offense.
Wipe it away.
10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's your tackle, Darrell Williams.
Missed his production, Kevin.
Newton with McCaffrey. And long again. The big line drive throw is caught. Funchess up high and brings it down. 21-yard pickup. Newton. That's Ed Dixon. He's the tight end. And he's brought down by Poyer. That's a 20-yard.
With some of those key players on the perimeter.
1st and goal at the 9. McCaffrey trying to dodge. And he was brought down by Ramon Humber. Newton. Following that blocking, bulldozing ahead, crossing the 10, down near the 9, and picks up 2. To the end zone. Knocked away. Beautiful. That Poyer, it sure was. Big hit. Here's a 28-yard field goal. And what is amazing is it goes through and makes it 6-0 Carolina. Kicking competition here in Carolina for that job against rookie Harrison Butker, who was just signed to the practice squad. You know, it was great last week. 3 of 3, 2 of 2 today. Over Jones, out of the end zone. Touchback to the 25. Go. McCoy is in. Taylor gets the block from Glenn. He goes right around Cordy Glenn, and they come in and they bring down Tyrod Taylor. And that was the talented hybrid linebacker defensive end Mario Addison. Taylor, 2nd down and 19. 2-minute warning. Oh, it was caught. Holmes, who caught the touchdown pass a week ago, belted out of bounds by 36-year-old Mike Adams. And he has the ball up at the 32. There's a flag thrown on the play.
Boy, Bradbury's right there. He sees it the whole way.
To the
Just
face,
misses it with that right arm.
Offense, half the distance to the goal. Still 2nd down.
That's the right guard, John Miller, they're going to call. Bradbury couldn't make the tackle on Holmes. Script for their first 15 plays. 2nd and 27. Taylor, Glenn holding him off. Mills holding him off, and here comes Tyrod Taylor. Up the sideline he goes near the 20-yard line. Top rushing quarterback last season in the NFL was Tyrod Taylor out of Virginia Tech. 3rd and 14. Swings one here. It's incomplete for Holmes. Coverage by Bradbury. 2nd-year player. Defensive back. 6'1". Bradbury, long arms. They love that. He's out of Sanford.
Be a long day against this Carolina defense.
Schmidt to punt. McCaffrey is back. Winless day here in the Carolinas. And McCaffrey from the 38. Halftime of 4-8. Good job by Schmidt. 41-yard punt.
And they've absolutely dominated time of possession here in the first half.
It's a 1st and 10 for Newton. And across the middle he goes once again. Nice catch by McCaffrey. Alexander was there, close to a 1st down. By the way, Kyle Williams is back on was on that last play. It is a 1st down as they go through the air. 1 timeout remaining for Carolina. And that is dropped. Going for Demir Bird. That is an incomplete pass. Beard is a 2nd-year player. E.J. Gaines, by the way, back into the secondary, too, for the Bills. Newton. Oh, there he goes. Down again. Sacked once again. There was Alexander. You see Kyle Williams on him, but that's another sack for Alexander. 3rd sack, authored by the Buffalo D. Back to the 43. If nothing else, 3rd and 15. Pinch him again. Underneath it goes. Here's McCaffrey in the open field. He got by Humber, and flag is thrown. Poyer was there along with Preston Brown, the linebacker. Gain of 12 as it stands right now as they put the ball at a...
Holding, number 60. Offense.
Again.
10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Right tackle Darrell Williams has gotten a couple
On the ball here, Kevin. 3rd and 25. Make Buffalo use another one of those timeouts.
And Jonathan Edwards, he's chased by Humber, and He gets him from behind, drags him down near the 40-yard line.
Thought this would be a measuring stick to see where his football team is on the road against a playoff caliber team.
Kalen Clay, Pilardi was the one to boot it, not out of bounds near the 20, as you can see.
More efficient on the earlier downs.
It's the draw play to McCoy, who trips over the block right there of John Miller, the right guard. And a loss of 2, and that will take us to halftime. And Graham Gano will kick it off and out of the end zone over Taiwan Jones's head. To the 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
Second half.
And they're zeroing in obviously on McCoy, 1st and 10. Taylor the fake. Tulare will chase. And Tyrod Taylor will take it for a 1st down. Another run, another double-digit run for him. That good for 12, out near the 36. Coordinator and head coach thought that he was very smart with the ball last week. Here's a quick throw outside McCoy. Kuechly can't get him. He gets a block from Jordan Matthews. And he's got another 1st down. Little throw outside. Quick count.
The ball more in the second half.
And Mike Tolbert blocked by DeMarco. You saw the flag, and he's out near the 49-yard line. Latulele jumping on him.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
It's early in the game, Kevin. He's not coming back. James Coleman.
McCoy back in, 1st and 5. Julius Peppers brings him down. He hasn't played on this field as a Panther in such a long time. And here's a little jaunt on a gain of 4 by the quarterback Tyrod Taylor. Taylor again, chased by Coleman. Short throw, DeMarco cannot hold on.
Boy, that looked like a busted play, Kevin. There's something didn't.
This would be big for the Bills. McCoy.
Oh, geez, he got stopped.
Thomas Davis was there. It is a 1st and 10. McCaffrey. Nice hit. Darius comes up with a big hit. Sticks him right there. Norwell tried to block. No gain. They stay at the 46. 2nd down 10. Jonathan Stewart. Redwell Humber. And then finishing him off. More of the Bills. Hughes gets him. Loss of 2 on the play. Back to the 43. What about this defense of Buffalo? Wow.
Delay of the game, number 28, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's what happens when you said, not a single tackle or an assist.
3rd and 17. Acrobatic catch and a nice one by Samuel. And then the Bills all over it. Hyde was there.
When you're struggling on offense, a big play in the return game can really jumpstart an offense.
Ooh, and it almost happened right there with the block. Coming through was Yarborough. Here is Clay.
Oh, good tackle.
Kalen Clay trying to, it took a bunch to bring him down. No return, 43-yard punt.
For the Panthers.
After the Carolina punt, fake to McCoy. Taylor. This is Clay. Blocking is Dawkins downfield. Kuechly comes in, trying to strip the ball away. Shaq Thompson was in there. 1st and 10. LaShawn McCoy. There's a little run and a burst that we're so used to seeing out to the 39-yard line.
In softball, too. Yeah. Jack of all trades.
2nd and 4, and nice stick. Latulele. No, make it to Addison.
Step on the field.
3rd down and 6. Oh, Peppers. Julius Peppers. Coming through, 5th all-time leading sacker in the history of pro football. Gets another sack right there.
Up a fight against Julius Peppers.
Colin Schmidt to punt. McCaffrey drilled. Nice play. Nice defensive play. Now Holmes is down there. He's down in 10. Jonathan Stewart. And it is Shaq Lawson who brings him down. It is a gain of about 4 on the play, and he's up to the 35. 6 and 10 a season ago. 2nd and 5. Moving up. And down again. Lawson right there. Shaq Lawson, big time play. 4th sack turned in by the Buffalo defense. They push him back to the 28.
Tough spots to be in.
3rd and 12. Oh, to blow that dead.
Delay of the game, number 1, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
3rd and 17, 5th penalty on the offense of the Panthers. Newton moves up. Look out. Here they come. Like a bullet, they tried to get him. And downfield, he overshoots the open Dixon. With the pressure from Lorenzo Alexander, who's got a couple of sacks, and he was zeroing in. Another punt coming up here from Michael Pilardi. Clay back, and he fumbles the ball, and then recovered on the play and grabbed by Sharice Wright. Hang time was good. That's why there was so much on top of it. 55-yard punt. Healthy scratch, we are told.
During the kick, holding number 36 for the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Find a way to get him more involved here.
First and 10. And we just saw that guy who was diving for the ball right there, Andre Hall. Again, Jordan Dawkins continues to play the rookie at that left tackle, and this is LaShawn McCoy. Tulele down there, among others, to make the stop. Time. Taylor. And he's got Matthews. He's knocked out of bounds by Munnerlyn. He's got the first down. He's up near the 31-yard line. It's a 15-yard catch.
180. What is that?
Tolbert in. Omega McCoy. It's a first and 10 run by LaShawn McCoy. And the gain of 6.
Do something here in the second half.
Second down 4. LaShawn McCoy incognito with the block, and then it's stuffed inside. There's basically no gain. Davis is jumping on him first. Kyle Love was the one maybe to make the initial hit, and they're staying at the 36-yard line. Taylor, good block by Dawkins. And bobbled and dropped. Zay Jones hit by Bradbury. That's incomplete at the 49-yard line. Jones has not had a catch today. Had a catch last week against the Jets for over 20 yards. Schmidt with the punt. McCaffrey fields it at the 7.
Christian McCaffrey.
Jones, the number 2 pick. From the 18, Cam Newton with McCaffrey at his side. With a first and 10. Here they're getting pressure again. McCaffrey trying to set up a screen. Wrapped up by Humber. Brought down on the play. Lead block by Norwell. Gain of 4 after all of that. Second down and 6. McCaffrey. Good open field tackle right there by Hughes. Limiting into a gain of 3. He's up to the 25-yard line. Third and 3 for Cam Newton. Here comes Hughes. There goes the pass. What a catch by McCaffrey. Humber brings him down. Terrific catch by the Heisman runner-up, Christian McCaffrey.
Against the linebacker.
Where they put him all over the place. First and 10. Here he jumps out of the backfield. Incomplete. Gaines got a hand on it. Intended for Benjamin. Football scholarship offers. Second down and 10. He got from the side. Knocked down Poyer. Flag thrown. Poyer knocks him down. And back to the 32-yard line with the loss on the play. But the flag.
Personal foul, chop block, number 22, offense, penalties decline.
5 Buffalo sacks.
And has had so many of these today, Kevin. These third and longs.
Third and 17. Here comes Hughes. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Also helping on that play, Ryan Davis. The punt here for Pilardi. It'll be the third straight punt here in the second half for the Carolina Panthers. They're getting penetration. Kalen Clay waving it off. Covered well, and the Buffalo Bills are going to get their best starting field position of the day. It's in 10. Glenn is still out at that left tackle. Dawkins is there, and he gets away from one. He could not be tackled, and LaShawn McCoy is brought down by the next wave, and that was a hit by Shat Thompson. 17 to open up the fourth. Tyrod Taylor. Here comes McCoy. And looked like perhaps it was Charles Johnson got him around the ankle after a gain of 4 out to the 40-yard line. Patrick DeMarco has come in. Third and 13. They need the 47. And it's caught. Matthews. Looks like his progress got him the first. It did. Hit on the play by Adams. 15-yard throw and a beauty thrown by Tyrod Taylor. On third and 13. Pick up a 15 first down. Tolbert in. First and 10. Mike Tolbert to Marco the block. Looked like Peppers got him around the ankles. Gain of 2.
Keep giving him opportunities.
Tolbert in. He'll flare. Taylor hit on a crossing pattern. It's caught by the tight end, Charles Clay. Brought down on the play by James Bradbury. First down, 34-yard line at Carolina.
Have a tough job.
What is that?
Nice tackle on McCoy made by Julius Peppers. He's come up with some nice plays in the second down 9. And batted down. That happens a lot.
That's an incomplete pass. The arm was going forward.
Yep, incomplete. McCoy in 3rd and 9. He's got time. Nice block by Mills. It's off to LaShawn McCoy dancing with Davis. Ducking the shot by Adams. Gain of 7 on 3rd and 9. It's 4th and 2. Decision time here. 4th and 2, 45. And he hits the upright. It ricochets in.
Come away with a good drive there. Gain some momentum offensively if you're Buffalo.
Here's the kickoff. Samuel will let it go out of the end zone. Touchback to the 25. Well, the last we saw the Carolina offense.
A thrower when you have rotator cuff repair.
Jonathan Stewart in the backfield. 1st and 10. Quickly outside it goes. Caught by Shepard. You can see the hit by Brown. The hit by Humber. With a second down and 4. Khalil the block at the left tackle. And that overshoots the receiver. Maybe Funchess, who had coverage on him by Tre'Davious White. The rookie has held his own today. Newton with a 3rd down and 4. Thrown off that back foot. He's got McCaffrey and he's got the first down. Poyer wrestled him down at the 37. Pickup of 7 on 3rd and 4. 1st and 10. Cam. Funchess. And Poyer meets him along with others at the 45-yard line. We're just getting word now from.
That would be a huge loss if he misses extended time.
Second down 2, Stewart. With a hit, Shaq Lawson gets him. Gain of 4. Got the first down to the 49.
They prefer that.
1st and 10 here. Christian McCaffrey. Great overall pick. On the side looked like White. Came streaming in, brought him down, throws him for a 1-yard loss. Back to the 47-yard line. Newton was second down and 11. Moves up nicely, deep. Benjamin. Hit by White. Poyer got him. But the big gain to the 34 of the Bills. 18-yard pickup. Another 6-5. 1st and 10. Fake to McCaffrey. Outside to Dixon. And a nice open field tackle across the way by E.J. Gaines. Second down 4. Fake to Stewart. Designed run. Newton.
Now you got to be careful.
You got to hit the deck. You're right. He gets about a yard to the 27.
Guy, Kevin, that's going to make plays with his legs.
3rd and 3. Stewart. Rolls right over Humber and takes it to a first down at the 22 on a gain of 5. Fake to McCaffrey. On the slant, Benjamin. Riding him down is the defensive back, E.J. Gaines. Play of the drive, 1st and goal. Newton. For Benjamin, there's a flag. And it's on Gaines, clearly, with the bump.
He just panics, Kevin. He sees the ball coming the whole time. For some reason, he just...
Pass interference.
Watch him. He sees it with his eyes. He sees it the whole way. Watch him take a peek back in. He sees it coming.
First down.
And he just decides to cut off the receiver and not even give him a chance to make a play on the ball.
Manhurt's 82. He played at Canisius. 1st and goal. Big hit, Shaq Lawson. Whoa. He was a missile. And he throws him for a 1-yard loss. We've seen 2nd and goal at the 3. Stewart, Humber along with Preston Brown. Wrestle him down. Gain of a yard to the 2. 3rd and goal at the 2. Newton. Out of the reach and incomplete to McCaffrey with a beat on him was the linebacker, Ramon Humber. 3 more's on there. 9-3 Carolina. And McDermott, who knows a lot about the ins and outs of the organization. That's a touchback out of the end zone. Tywan Jones watches it bounce away. But Leslie Frazier's done a great job with that Buffalo. 1st and 10. McCoy back there with him. Dawkins providing the left tackle block. Oh, knocked head over heels with a big-time hit put on him by Worley. Second down and 4. Taylor. Got the ball to Zay Jones, who was brought down by Captain Munnerlyn. It is a gain of 6 and a first down for the Bills. Put the ball at the 37. Taylor, blitz was on, bobbled, reeled in, picked up by Matthews, read well by the second-year quarterback James Bradbury. A gain of a yard to the 38.
Not played well, and yet they still have an opportunity here to win it at the end.
Second and 9, into the nickel, caught by Zay Jones. What a catch! Knocked out by Worley. Makes the first down grab at midfield. Zay Jones, 2 timeouts for the Bills. First and 10. Taylor. And knocked out of bounds about the 47-yard line. Thomas Davis closed the door.
4-down territory, obviously, for the Bills.
Second down and 8. Across the middle. It's McCoy close to the first down. Brought down by Addison. Picks up 7 on second down and 8. Put him at the 41 of Carolina. Jones, the rookie, caught one at 12 for a first down. Third and 1. Taylor. And he's got the first down, and again, this is Andre Holmes, who makes the grab and picks up 9. He's got the ball for a first down at the Carolina 32 of 6. Tolbert is in. First and 10.
Can't take a sack.
Got away and throws it for another first down. Grabbed by Holmes, picks up 11. Flag thrown. Coverage by Worley. Was it a push by Holmes?
You might call offensive pass interference there, Kevin. You're right.
Pass interference, number 18, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Going after Worley with the taller Andre Holmes.
Tolbert in, first and 20. Taylor on the move, looking for a block.
Timeout.
Kuechly shuts the door, got as far as the 37, picks up 4.
A mistake there by a young coach.
Second and 16. Taylor going deep and contact Jones. Bradbury incomplete. Tolbert is back there. Taylor, look at him dance. Look out from behind. Here comes Addison. There goes Tyrod Taylor.
Timeout.
Gains 5, spins his way to the 32. They need the 22. Fourth and 11. Taylor going deep. Oh, and he's got his receiver, and it's dropped by the rookie Jones at the 1.
See Jones, he's going to run the corner route, and he gets between the corner and the safety. He just can't make the adjustment back to the football. It's on his back shoulder. Very difficult adjustment for a receiver that's running full speed toward the boundary. Oh, man, so close, and yet, he just couldn't squeeze it.
As they'll go to a knee here. And Carolina is going to go to 2-0 after not being above 500 last year. But you know what, Rich, for Sean McDermott coming back home, this is almost like a win for the Bills in some regards to play a good team this tough.
Well, I think there's a lot of positives certainly to come out of the game, Kevin. The way his team fought and battled to the end. I think the play of their defense. I think what concerned me if I'm Sean McDermott were the struggles we had offensively. Too inconsistent. They did absolutely nothing in the first half.